Should you quit your day job to become a full-time writer if you are still an unpublished author? Today, we're going to help you figure that out with 4 easy peasy questions that I think should send off light bulb moments in your head where it's a definite yes or it's a definite no. So let's get started. I'm Lisa, and welcome to my Cozy Mystery AuthorTube channel, where we talk about all things related to cozy mystery writing. So if this sounds like you or something you might be interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every Monday. Now, I know how you feel. You just think, if I only had more time to write, I would be a published author. If I had more time to go to conferences, take writing courses, work on my rough draft, work on my revisions, like everything would be so much better. And I get that. So let's talk about whether or not that's really a feasible next step for you. I think the first question you need to ask, and I would take out a sheet of paper right now and just number it 1 through 4 so you know exactly what it is. And maybe, just so you know, even if something is a no right now, you can make it a yes for later. There might just be a couple things you need to do. So back to the first question, what kind of job do you have? I think if you have a day job where you are able to only work on it when you're physically there, and when you physically leave for the day, you mentally check out, then I really think you might want to explore more options in which you can either work less hours, take more vacation days, or you can reduce your commute time, outsource other activities like cooking, cleaning, things that aren't value added or contribute towards your writing career. That is, I think, a better plan than just quitting cold turkey, especially if you have so much free time. Now, the other type of job is one that's all encompassing. And I know exactly how this feels because that's pretty much the job that I've had for the last few years, and the main reason that I left. And this is a job that you get calls at 10 p.m. or at midnight, and you're expected to take them. It's possible sometimes your job may call you, but it's not really part of your responsibility, and it's not a big deal if you shut your phone off. Or if you are, I was in charge of global payroll. So what this means is we were in 26 different countries. So I would have a conference call at 2 a.m. with China, and maybe the next night I would have a call at 4 a.m. with India. Then I would have a call the next night at, I don't know, maybe I'd have to wake up early at 4 a.m. for a conference call with Greece. So this was a very challenging job from both a time standpoint, a sleep standpoint, mental energy as well. There are a lot of instances where people have certain work cultures, especially when I was living in New York City, where it's totally normal to have meetings all day, and then at 5 o'clock, you finally get some work done that you need to get done for the next day, and then you're not going to meet up with your friends for dinner until 9:30 or 10 because they all have the same schedule. Now, not that New York City is the only place, there are other places that do it, but I would say it's a little bit more prevalent there than it is in other parts of the country. So if that is your job, I think it's a definite yes. There probably aren't a lot of ways that you can outsource things, because even in New York, I outsourced everything, my laundry, cooking, like there was nothing I did at the apartment because I was never there anyway. And I still just didn't have enough hours in the day. Second criteria is debt. If you have debt, then I don't think you should quit. If you don't have debt, then yes, you can quit. Also, the second part of the financial question is how much do you have in savings? So assuming you have no debt, you have to decide for yourself, what's a comfortable amount for me before I get up and running with my writing career and start making money, or my author side hustle if I am trying to offer author services like being a cover designer or being an editor. And if you're wondering what those are, I do have a link below for a download of 10 author services that I think you can offer that are already related to what you do and to this industry to help you make extra cash while you are writing, but are flexible in time so that you aren't all encompassing and you don't have time to write. So make sure to download that below if you're interested. But I saved up 4 years worth of salary because I am extremely risk averse and I did not want to run out of money or have to quit writing, too soon. So it's been about 2 years since I quit, and I am making some money, but I'm still making nowhere near what I used to make before as head of HR or HR director of North America. but I'm slowly getting there. And I think I will be there within 4 years. And yes, it's going to take me 4 years. And maybe that's a mental thing, whereas if I had saved up 2 years worth of salary, maybe I would have matched my old salary within 2 years. I don't know, but I'm telling you that you need to decide that for yourself because everybody's different. I have a friend here who, like, if I'm low on cash, I will just spend less. I have a friend here who, if she is getting low on revenue for her business, she will actually spend more because it motivates her more to make more money and make it more quickly. So everybody is different, and you just need to decide for yourself how much to have saved. But for sure, I would have some savings. I wouldn't have zero. The third criteria is, have you written a book? And I don't mean published because we're talking about unpublished authors. I just mean, have you made it all the way through from the beginning, chapter 1, all the way to writing the end? Because sometimes we're in love with the idea of writing, or we're in love with the idea of being a published author, but not necessarily in love with the process. And just like a marathon, the process is 99.9% of the whole career. And when you publish and you do marketing, I mean, it goes by in such a flash. It's fun for your release day, but it's gone pretty quickly. So I think that if you can't make it all the way through a book, you should really question whether or not this is the right path for you and something that you will be able to sustain even before you quit your job, even if you have that other all-encompassing job. So for me, I did write 4 books all the way to the end, but they were pretty terrible and I never had time to go back and revise them. So for me, I knew that I could write books. I love the process. I just needed more time to massage those, finesse those, and make those books. And that's what I've been publishing lately. The fourth question that you need to ask is, can you leave your job? Like, how much will it cost you to leave your job? And I'm not saying that you can't leave if there's a bunch of costs, but you should at least know that going in. So I, as an HR person, am going to tell you the things that surprise people when they quit their job and they call me and they're all confused. The first is COBRA, health insurance. If you don't know how much COBRA is, you should find out. And that's pretty easy. You can call the benefits line. You don't have to call your HR person. And the reason I say that is because when you talk to HR, that is not a private conversation. It is not like college or high school where they're a guidance counselor. HR works for the company. HR is management. When you talk to HR, the only thing confidential is your health information. And if you have a sexual harassment suit or any other kind of harassment complaint against another employee, that might be confidential because they need to open an investigation. But otherwise, 100%, everything that came to me, I told my manager, I told that employee's manager, and if you were in a sensitive position, I told many other managers or the board of directors. So don't think when you talk to HR, they're your friend. They may be friendly people, but they are not your confidant or your personal counselor in any way whatsoever. Great. So first we talked about COBRA. The second thing is look at your contract. If you received a relocation bonus or a sign-on bonus, it probably has a finite set of time. If you leave before that time period is up, you are going to have to owe all of that money back to the company. And the other thing too with relocation is if I pay for your movers and I pay for a real estate agent fee, that was money you didn't have to pay out of pocket, but the firm paid that out of pocket. So that is also money that is due back to the firm and considered part of your relocation package, as well as sometimes we will gross up your pay and we will pay your taxes for you on your relocation. All of that money will be due if you leave earlier than the contract allows. The other thing is obviously your bonus. I would say almost 100% it's probably gone. They might give you a prorated bonus, but I seriously doubt that, especially if you are voluntarily leaving. The other thing is, I don't know if people realize this, there are certain positions that are so sensitive, especially at one firm. I was at a bank, and there were regulations by FINRA, the SEC. And if you told me that you were thinking about quitting or you were quitting and you were trying to put your 2 weeks notice in, you would actually be walked out of the office that very second. You would have to empty your pockets. You'd have to give me your cell phone. All of those things would be gone because of the nature of your position. And if your intention is to leave, we're worried about insider trading or whatever it is that might be related to your position. The other thing too is your phone. So a lot of times the company will pick up your phone, especially if you are in a position where you're working all around the clock. And the important thing to know is that when I pick up your phone bill, sometimes nobody reads the fine print on this. I will keep your phone number. So everyone thinks because they came to the firm with their own phone number, when they leave, they can take it with them. And that is not always the case, because your phone now has become company property. It is associated with a certain type of position, and this firm will sometimes just keep that phone number. So that's something important to find out as well. The other two things to be aware of is if you have a 401k loan out with your company, it is 100% due of the balance at the time you terminate. And if you are unable to repay that, you will pay a penalty. The last thing is unemployment. You are no longer eligible for unemployment because you have voluntarily left your position. So in a few months, if you change your mind and decide to get a job and you can't, and you want to apply for unemployment, you are no longer eligible for it. You could apply, but what will happen is the employer, will automatically get a letter saying Jane Doe applied for unemployment. I will obviously write the truth that you voluntarily left, and that will void your unemployment insurance benefits. So really important to be aware of that as well. All right, I hope that helped. Let me know below if you have a definite yes or a definite no, or things that you can do to work on that. Let's recap really quickly. The first one was, what kind of position do you have? Because I believe one, you can alter your life a little. The second one, you can't. The second criteria is debt and how much savings you have. The third is, have you actually written a book all the way through to the end? And is this the process that you love, or just the idea of being a published author? And the fourth is all of the HR things related around your position that you need to be aware of and comfortable with. All right. I hope that was helpful, and let me know below if there are other questions that you have, especially HR related, that I can help answer for you. I hope everyone's having a fabulous day, and don't forget to download those 10 author income ideas that I have for you below so you can think of some other jobs that you can do instead of your day job. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.